Awesome. All right. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about choosing a content calendar. And what's important about this is that as we're going through, we know that we're going to get busy, right? Like at the end of the day, we have 40 hours in a work week. We have the ability, to work only so many hours per day. And yet, what we do know is this: we can either be prospecting or we can be marketing, right? Like those are the two things that we can do. And what we also know is that we should be prospecting based and marketing enhanced, all right, to where we're going through and we know that we need to be having conversations with people. We know this is a relationship based business, and our personalities and our ability to pour into people is what's going to help us win. And yet, with that being said, we know that we're not going to be able to get in front of everyone all the time and be able to have these one-to-one relationships. And so it is very, very important to be making sure that we have some kind of marketing commercial going on in the background. And so what I like to make sure that we're doing is truly be using social media, because this is what we do know. People are on this thing, right? People are scrolling, they're going through, and they want to know what's going on in people's worlds. And so if you're connected with them, if you're in their ecosystem, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to pop up on their feed. And the more that they interact, the more that they're going to see you, because Zuckerberg says, awesome, look, they have a connection and they enjoy what each other are posting, and they're just going to keep pushing your content. So with that being said, I truly believe that if we're going to go through and we're going to be successful with this, that we should be looking for some kind of way to set it and forget it, which means that we need to be able to time block this, right? What I think of is, what does a Sunday night look like where we're going through, we're grabbing our collateral, and we are setting it to post throughout the week for us? And what makes this a little bit easier is that we have Romy, right? Like Romy's going through and she's creating content for you every week, to where all you need to do, if you were to do the bare minimum and you just want your 5 posts plus whatever random holidays may appear, Romy's got your back. But let's look at this thing, because I don't think that we should be waking up in the morning and this is the first thing we're doing is putting together content. Again, I think we should time block it and put it on a content calendar. We've got two ways we can do this. In my eyes, we can use Command or we can use Facebook. All right. And so those are going to be the two ways that I think about actually using a content calendar. So let's just talk about Command to start. So if I were to go into just do our CRM and we were to go into this thing, and what we're going to look at is we're going to go over here. We're going to click on this red button. We're going to be able to get our whole drop down, and we go to campaigns. Cool. So we're going to go open this up, and you can see we got the dashboard, pay campaigns, emails, direct mail, or social post. And obviously, we're going to live in social post. So I'm just going to look at it at a month view. All right. So we're not going to go much further than this to start, but here it is, right? Like here is our social calendar. Let's do the same thing on Facebook. And I'm going to be jumping back and forth. So I am under my business account. You guys can see this right here in this top right corner. This is Absolute Home Group. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to this Meta Business Suite. So on the left-hand side, we go to Meta Business Suite, and you can see that I'm hooked up. I have my Facebook and I have my Instagram hooked up. And on the far left, I'm just going to go to Planner. If I go to month, cool, here we are, guys. Like we can see that for the most part, they're about the same, right? I click on campaigns and command, I get to my social posts, and I have this big calendar of where I can post. Facebook, same thing. I go to the planner in Facebook from the business page. Again, this isn't your personal page. You have to have a Facebook business page to do this. And this is truly where you want it to live. And so you're going through and you can actually see that this is where it looks like here. The biggest difference that I would say between these two, outside of how they really just look, is that Facebook actually has a little bit more as far as the algorithm and as far as the insights go. Like you can see this is like 12 o'clock is actually when most of your people, your followers, are active on Instagram and Facebook in the last 7 days. Okay, so Tuesday at 12 seems to be like some magic number, at least on Instagram. Then it says, if we were looking at Thursday, which is today, it's saying actually 6 p.m. So this is kind of cool. So this is really where it's going through, and it's saying like, here are all your followers, because obviously Facebook has them, and it's going through and saying like, this is the best times to post. The other thing that Facebook's going to do a little bit differently is it actually pulls up the holidays. Right, we got Easter on the 31st, April Fool's Day on the 1st. We have Palm Sunday, Good Friday, and again, like first day of spring on the 19th. Oh, didn't mean to click that yet. And so as we're looking at this, what we know is that, well, let's make it probably a little bit easier again to go through and to actually know what's kind of happening. With that being said, though, we can go in and we can just Google March events, right? Like we're going through and I just Googled March holidays 2025, went to this calendar, double R, and it's pulling up all of the holidays that are coming up. So I would say that like if we're in Command, we're just like, hey, I want to live in Command and I want to build my content calendar out of here, because I also have the ability to actually go in and go to designs and build, rock and roll, right? Like you could absolutely do that. And then just the other thing that I would do as I was going through and building this is I would just open up this content from this calendar right here. And I just go find things, right? We got, you know, baby sleep day. I have no clue what that is. But we go through, but there might be some fun things that we do want to grab, right? So if we're looking at this thing, let's see if we can find anything. There's National Hug a GI Day. Okay, I don't know if that's fun, but Organize Your Home Office Day. We could post something like that, right? Where we're going through, and again, this isn't necessarily about, posting real estate related things. It's more about posting content so that when people are scrolling, they're going to come across what you are looking at and what you're posting, which is just going to bring you closer to emotional proximity to them. So let's go ahead and let's look at this a little bit more. So if I were to go to social post on Command, what I also like is, if we're looking at this thing, is let's go back to month. It also will do some quick posts for us. So this is what Command will do that Facebook doesn't. And so I can go through, there's some videos, there's just some social posts, there's bad joke alerts. But let's just grab one of these, because this is where it gets interesting. So I can go through and let's grab this bad joke alert. I click it. And if I were to scroll up at the top, it says you're going to post this to Absolute Home Group Facebook. And it's also going to post to Twitter. I can say post it to my Instagram, right? So I can just go through. So this is what's going to be different. On Command's not, or I'm sorry, on Facebook, obviously Facebook doesn't own Meta, or it does own Meta, I apologize. It doesn't own Twitter or X. And so this won't be available, but it is available here. Or I could say, you know what, I just want it on Instagram and Facebook. Then we can go through here and you can see the bad joke. What's a good sign? You're going to get a great price for your home, a for sale sign with my name on it. But seriously, as your real estate agent, it's my duty to make sure that you get every penny you deserve, right? Send me a DM. Cool. And it's already created the content. Then we can go through and we can either schedule it, and that's the point of this thing. So we can actually go through and schedule it whenever we want. We can pick our time and we can fire this thing off. And then as you're building it, so let's throw this thing in. So we go through, we will send this out. Today's the 13th. Let's go to the 14th. Let's say that we want this to go out at 9 a.m. All right, cool. So we got March 14th, 9 a.m., and we schedule the post. So you can see that if we pull this up on Facebook, Facebook Absolute Home Group, that's what it's going to look like. And then we go schedule post. So it said that we have them both scheduled. So now if we were to go read back up over, and let's just open the month view so we can see it. Here's today. We can see there's nothing posted on Facebook. but here's the Instagram post. And again, we just didn't even have to create this. It was already created for us. So I think this is going to save a little bit of time outside of uploading Romy's post that she's firing off to us with the language. There's also these things. And we can go through, we can see that both these channels, and it's going to give us some analytics as they're coming through as well. So this will be rear view facing, and it's going to go through and you'll be able to pull this up and say, okay, cool. Like I can see that on my Facebook, I was able to get X amount of likes, X amount of comments and shares. And then on Instagram, it's going to give us the hearts, the likes, as well as the comments. And it's going to pull those analytics in. So this is fired off. And guys, honestly, as an agent in production, this is something that I would be looking to execute. Again, we're going to pull these and they're going to go directly on your business page. One of the things that we get when we get agents are saying, well, but this is the thing. Most people aren't following my business page. And I get that, right? When we look at this thing, most people are going to be directly connected to on a personal page. Now, personal pages don't have the ability to go through and have a content calendar attached to it because it's not a business. You are a person. So when we're going through and we're connecting these different accounts, and there's a piece of content that you actually want to make sure that more of your people see, I'm just going to go back into Facebook and I'm going to share it to my personal account from my business page. Then it's double reinforcing that you are a real estate agent. I think the algorithm right now is like 8% of your followers actually see your personal. And I think it's something like 3% of your followers see your business page. And that's truly because at the end of the day, Facebook is a place, Zuckerberg has come out and said, like, Facebook's a place where we want people to enjoy what they are seeing. And so if no one's interacting with your stuff, and if that's why you see like people disappear. You guys ever notice that, like, as you're going through and you're like, I haven't seen this person post in a while. For whatever reason, they popped up on your mind, and then you went and searched them and you're still friends with them and they've been posting. Well, Facebook says you haven't been interacting with it, so it didn't think that you actually cared. And so it pulls it out. So that's why, like, when you want to go through and you want to gamify some of this stuff, and I can tell you what I used to do as a agent that was in production, is that I would actually go through my Facebook and go through Facebook Messenger and just start conversations with people. Right. That's why there's different things that we should be looking at, like maybe like the 555, where we're being purposeful about scrolling through Facebook and liking 5 posts a day from people. We're going through and we're commenting on 5 different posts from people. And then we're going through and we're maybe starting a conversation in people's DMs, right? Where we're going through and we're saying, hey, just saw that photo that you were on vacation and insert whatever place here. I've always wanted to visit it. What was the best thing that you ate, saw, right? Insert whatever here. Same thing with the comments, right? So then we're going through, we're engaging with those people. They're going to re-engage with us. It's going to tell the algorithm that all these people care about each other, push more content. And that's why this is super powerful. Like, we're going to be able to go through and continue to build. All right. So there's there's the command side of things. And again, like, command's good because at the same time, you can just create, right? Like, here's all the creations out of command that comes with your CRM, right? You go to create designs, social media post, you go to next, it loads. Then after it gets done loading, you have all of this collateral, right? We're talking north of 1,000 pieces of collateral from, business basics. We have lead generation, client testimonials. You can say, hey, I need social wide. So, okay, cool. So we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got stories, right? Where we can go through, we can put the stuff in here. Then we go through, we build it, and we drop it into our content calendar, just all in command. Like, you don't ever have to leave. If I'm in Meta's, again, it's a little bit different. And so, like, we can go through. And what I like about Meta is this. So we're going in and let's just pick a holiday. So let's go St. Patrick's Day. It's coming up on the 17th. So we're going in and it's saying, okay, here's your times. I just escape out there. I don't care. But what I like about this is when we scroll up, we have our places. All right, cool. So now we have Absolute Home Group and we have Absolute Home Group on Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram are there. Then we can go through, we can add our photo, add our video. All right. So we can go through, we can add either one that we want. What I like is we got this button right here, post details, customize posts for Facebook and Instagram. I like toggling that on. And this is why I do this more for my real estate school more than anything else. But we have to keep in mind, what's the difference between Facebook and Instagram? Well, Facebook has clickable links. So if you wanted to do a post with clickable links back to your website, back to a check out my new listing, back to sign up for this, I would actually put the clickable links in here. Instagram doesn't have clickable links. So if I'm going through and I'm posting for Instagram and I post a clickable link, well, that's stupid. Like I'm just gonna come out and say, like, that's dumb. Like there's no clickable links in Instagram. So you're gonna have to put something in the bio, right? And or you're gonna have to go get like an app like ManyChat. And what ManyChat does, and or Linktree, if you pay for the updated Linktree account, is that people can actually type a comment and it will send them the link, which is actually pretty neat. It'll actually send them the link for you in their DMs. Well, that's ManyChat and that's Linktree that do that. Anything else, like they can't get a link from you unless it's in your bio, right? So then that's why you see like link in bio where people go through and you still have to use like a Linktree because you're only allowed a certain amount of links. And so you go through and you link it in the bio. So I'm going to change it, right? So I'm either going to put comment, right? I'm going to say, comment whatever word that I want to use. If I'm going to use ManyChat or if I'm going to use Linktree, I'm going to use that feature. Or I'm going to go through and I'm going to say link in bio. Like those are going to be my two things that I'm going to be looking at as I'm putting it in Instagram. This is why I do like Meta, the content planner for this, just because I can go through, I can customize which one I'm building simultaneously. So if I am going through, let's say, ChatGPT, and I can say, I'm going in and let's just do this, right? So we're going in and it's almost, give me a post for both IG and Facebook for Absolute Home Group. Man, spelling is not winning today. Absolute Home Group. So it's going to go through, it's going to create, right? We got two different ones, right? So it's going to say feeling lucky, real estate, cool, offers Irish luck, whether you're selling, investing, Absolute Home Group is here. Thinking about making a move. Let's chat over green beer or coffee. I don't know if that's a green coffee or just a regular coffee. But then we go through. Awesome. So we have that. Then what I might say is create me a photo for that. All right, let's see what craziness this thing comes up with. Look how much faster this is. Anyone that was an early adopter of ChatGPT, these things move now. I feel like this thing used to take like 3 minutes. Um, Boom, feeling lucky estate. That's kind of weird. Absolute Home Group. I'm down, right? Like, let's use it. So let's take this thing. I'm going to put it up there. It says, here's your St. Patrick's. Um, Download. And it's Dolly. Every time you see this post go in, let's do this thing. Um, it's a photo. It downloaded it goofy. All right, I'm going to cheat it. Let's make it a little bit larger. Save image. Let's see. That should have saved it better. It's still not saving it right. All right, this is my last ditch effort at this. I'm just going to screenshot it and cheat it. Boom. All right. We're going to have to give it a second. We're going to have to wait for this thing to disappear. Any moment. All right, there it goes. Cool. There's my screenshot. We're going to throw that screenshot in there. because I'm not going to do anything different about it, I'm just going to let them both be the same, right? Because I'm not putting any real call to actions except for reach out to me. So we're going to go through, let's go back on this. Let's screw up. Feeling lucky. Don't get weird. Don't accidentally say, like, here's your Instagram and Facebook post. Don't do that. Then people are going to judge you for sure. They're like, you stole this off ChatGPT. Most people wouldn't know. All right. So then we go through. We're just going to post it off that link in bio. Boom. Cool, guys. So, like, there it is. Like, see how simple this is? Like, we're just going through, we're just banging this thing out. Then we can go through and we could say, we'll scroll down. It's got the links. You can say if you want to post a different time. So maybe I do want this one to go out at 10 a.m. on the 17th and this one to go out at 9. All right. So then what's also neat is this is for Facebook only. Your story privacy is set for public. Anyone on Facebook can see your story. You can actually turn this into a story as well. You can now share your post to your story. Guys, think about this. Like, we have the ability to get in front of a lot of people, and people choose to play on social media in so many different ways. Like, we're going through, it's set to the public, and I'm just going to fire this off this way. Also, what you can do is check this out: add a collaborator. This is only to Facebook. All right. So, and you can only do one. Um, and so, right, you were just like, oh, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm not a collaborator with this account on here. Hold, please. Oh, it's not available for scheduled posts. Got it. If you were to post this just immediately, you could post yourself as a collaborator on this. So, like, let's just do it today. I'll show you what this looks like. So let's go 14th. Let's go to 14th. Oh, all right, now let's try it. All right, now it looks black. You can only post one. So you can do yourself. Boom. So now it's going to go through and it's also going to tag you in the post. All right. So now as we're looking, we're like, well, I want it on both channels. Well, if you're just wanting to send out a post today, I didn't realize it was a day thing, but if you wanted to do the post today, it will add you as a collaborator. Now it doesn't do it on Instagram. I don't know why it doesn't do it on Instagram right now, and it only does one because I've tried to do two people at once, and it doesn't. It doesn't allow you to do that. So you can actually go through, collaborate with yourself. Plus, it's on your business page, and you're getting a lot of exposure now. So this is why I do like the meta feature of this is there's way more options. It's just that depending on like where you're going through, you saw that I had to go through a couple apps to build this, right? I went through ChatGPT. Then I did roll with this super weird photo, and I will just to show you guys, like I will post this. I'm not afraid to post this. Let's take that off. Let's not collaborate. And we're going to schedule it. Again, we're going to go back to the 17th times 2, 10 and 8, schedule. Now it's thinking, cool. It's like, and it goes to this now. It's saying, do you want to push this to the masses? Here's the thing, I'm not. All right, guys. So as you're going through and you're thinking about either boosting a post or paying for an ad, here's your two biggest differences. If you boost a post, there's no way to capture information. All right. So if you're going to go spend $14, all you're doing is spending $14 to put your post in front of people. And guess what? Outside the people that like you and just taking, mind share from the people that no one cares about your St. Patrick's Day post. I'm not going to spend money on this. When you do a paid ad campaign, the paid ad campaign is going to go through and it has lead capture. This is where I would cheat this though. If I was boosted posts are going to be significantly cheaper because Facebook's not collecting the information for you. So if I was going to do a boosted post because I wanted it to be a cheaper spend for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in with some kind of lead capture. So maybe HomeBot. All right. So this is actually where I would think like if I wanted to do something like this and I wanted to capture some information, I would probably put in HomeBot, figure out what your home is worth today for free. Right. So then they go through, you're paying $14. It's saying that it's going to send it out to about 521 people. So then over the course of 7 days, 521 people. And again, if more people are clicking on it, it's going to push it to more and more and more and more. So again, I'm not going to go through, I'm not going to boost this post because again, I don't think it's boost worthy for $14. Like it's whatever. It says your changes will be lost, right? So you go continue editing, and now it's scheduling the post. And then once we get to the end of this thing, it's going to show us maybe. This was doing us just the other day too from Facebook. It actually it did work eventually. But guys, I think that's big, right? Like that's why I'm all for ChatGPT when we're going through and we can just look to see what's coming up. It does create the content. And again, I wouldn't be afraid. Like this has gotten so much better. It even spells right now. I don't know. Like I said, early adopters of ChatGPT. I don't know if you played with this earlier, but stuff was crazy, right? Like there was crazy lettering all over the place. Like it would like spell some words that didn't even make sense. You're like, I get that. Maybe like I remember typing like Keller Williams in one day and it spelled it like KELR. And I'm like, huh? But anyways, like this thing has gotten so smart to where you can just build this. I actually think it's done. But let's just see what happens. Let's go back. Planner. Yeah, I did post it. Like I said, I didn't believe that it was taking that long. So there, it's there. So that will go out. It shows you it. And so you can continuously go out and build this. Like first day of spring, I'm probably banging something out for that. Easter, here's the thing. Don't be afraid of some of these holidays, right? And so what I mean by that is, especially, through real estate school, you learn that it's like okay to talk about like Christmas and stuff because a lot of these holidays, specifically religious holidays, have lost a lot of their religious connotations that are around them. And so, like posting about Easter, like people celebrate Easter that aren't Christian, right? Like they go through and they go collect eggs. Like you're okay. Post around Christmas. Go through post Hanukkah, right? Like post some of these things. I'm probably not going to post about Good Friday, like unless it's your dream demographic to work with only that set of people. Like I'm probably not going to post it. But spring, yes. Easter, yes. April Fools, absolutely right. And then go through, and like at the very least, I'm probably just going to grab like all the big ones, right? To where I'm going through, like, and some of these are fun, like World Laughter Day. Why wouldn't I? And like, let's just play with it real quick. Give me an image for World Laughter Day. All right, let's just see what happens. I'm curious at this point. I think I broke it. Nope, there it goes. All right, let's see. I'm expecting something crazy. Have you guys seen those memes or those things on like Twitter, X, where they go through and they're like, no, make it even crazier. No, even crazier. And it just keeps like it's like going bigger and bigger and bigger. There's World Laughter Day. Again, this thing has gotten so smart. I'm telling you, I remember playing with this thing and you can kind of see like it actually like second guessed itself. It's weird. This like writing that it did here, but like the words were just nuts. You would even just tell it what the word was supposed to be and it wouldn't put it in there. So guys, like let's marry Chat GPT to a content calendar and let's just build content and just put it out there. And what we should be thinking, like as a real estate agent, I'm either delivering the news or I'm a content creator. Like that's how I think about this thing, right? Like I just want to be in front of people and I'm delivering the news about what's happening in real estate, what's happening in Colorado, what's happening in my neighborhood, what's happening in my zip code, new restaurants coming up. Like I'm doing that. Like you could do that. Think about this. Ones if you were the news platform for your area where you're like new restaurant coming in and just Google it, right? Like we set up a Google alert. We're pulling up that information and like that's the stuff that you're posting. And you're a news anchor or you're a content creator and just building and building and building. That's happening in the background. Then we have to gamify it. We got to talk to a lot of people, get deeper into relationship with them, and do these different things. They're going to see us, and I promise you guys, you will win. But pick one, right? Whether you're picking command or if you're picking Facebook. Now we know that we're going to be in command for a lot of stuff, right? Like this is where our DAs are going to live. This is where our contracts are going to live. There's a lot of stuff. This is where our contacts live. But yet, if you're like, I like the cleanliness of Facebook, and I'm already in Facebook, and I rather play here, that's okay. Pick and choose what makes sense for you and your business. Both of these are free. They're at no added cost to you. It's not like I paid for either one of these. I do pay for the upgraded Chat GPT just like to be a little bit quicker. I like to remember who I am. But other than that, like this is pretty solid. And guys, you can build massive businesses with these tools.